Now, what exactly is Ansible Playbook file? This is what I was talking about earlier, that the IAC, the infrastructure as a code, is something which is referred as a configuration management script. Now, every tool is having its own name. For Ansible, it's a playbook files. So playbook file is nothing but the infrastructure as a code scripts, which we can use to manage the configurations. Each and everything we code upon in this playbook files, whatever we're trying to achieve, whatever we are trying to implement, that's something we can put it up into these scripts here. Each playbook file is a collection of one or multiple plays. We can have more than plays available there. We can have a single huge playbook file available. If we don't want to have only single playbook file, we can have multiple plays also. It totally depends on our requirement to requirement. We can configure more than one plays inside a playbook file. So that's also completely up to us that how we wanted to do that. So this is something which is very useful because when it comes to large and complex environments, we really wanted to do different kind of tasks on a different host. For example, as a single playbook file, you not only wanted to deploy your application source code, but you want to run some database scripts, SQL scripts on the particular Oracle server or something like that. That's also like something you wanted to do there. So the things are pretty clear that this is what you wanted to achieve here. Now, in this scenario, if you say like, okay, this is what we are trying to achieve, we are trying to set up. So in that case, you can go around and you can say like, okay, this is what we are trying to really achieve over here. We will be connecting, or we will be first of all connecting to a particular Linux environment, do the deployment of the application, and then we will be connecting to a database server and running some couple of SQL scripts. So when you have these kind of requirements, of course, it's going to help you to have a segregation, have a differentiation over here, because it really helps you to see like how the different kind of configurations we can perform it up over here. Also, when you're working with this playbook files, you have to take care of the indentation also. So indentation also is something which is very important to consider, because we have to work it off, or we have to consider that one over here. So that's also one thing which we wanted to handle, we wanted to achieve over here. Now, in an playbook file, we can actually have one play, or we can have multiple play. As you can see here that in this one, we have one play over here which is having two tasks, another play which is having one task, another play which is having one task. And all these three plays are available in single playbook files. You can have three different playbook files also. There is no problem as such, but it's just a way that how you can do a segregation, and you can have all these particular things related on this one. After this play, inside this play, when you have the tasks, because in tasks you're going to put the modules. So module is the actual work which is being done, which is being executed on the target machine. The task is just a collection of multiple modules which is available there, using which you can derive like what exact item or what exact task you are really trying to achieve over here. So keeping in mind that only, that whenever we will be creating up or writing up the playbook files, we usually only keep on incrementing, keep on adding the tasks within different modules, because these modules are going to perform the desired action. And you don't have to create these modules. These are already available on Ansible. You just have to understand that how these modules can be called upon. That's the only piece you need to look upon here. Now, usually these playbook files are actually written in YAML format. YAML is the preferable language which is being used to write the playbook files. Almost every cloud tools nowadays using a YAML base there. So it's very popular format. So learning YAML is always beneficial, because not only you're going to use it into the Ansible, but you will be able to use it in other tools also. So that's a value add-on which is available in the YAML formats here. Now in Ansible, every YAML format actually begins with a list, right? So it's a key pair value which is available, which is being used in the YAML format. The YAML files usually get started with the 3 hyphens, and it gets end with the 3 dots here. So it's a very simple string based configuration files which is available there. And this is the reason why we were telling about that the Ansible is having a low learning curve, because in this one you don't have to put that much efforts in order to understand these YAML formats there. There are a lot of editors which is available, Notepad++, Eclipse, all the existing editors you can use to type in or manage these YAML files. So YAML files or these Ansible playbook files is having primarily 3 sections. in which the playbook file is defined. The very first one is that host declaration. So host declaration, why it's important? Because it's actually defining in the playbook file that from the inventory file which specific server or host group you need to target. If it's an individual host, then you can give, like, instead of all or web servers, you can give the individual server IP or domain name. You can even have a comma separated values also. But if you feel like you want to reach out to a certain group of hosts, then corresponding group host value you can give. For example, web servers we are using over here. If you're reaching out to all the servers, then you can give the host value as all. So it will be picking up all the groups, all the grouped, ungrouped hosts from the inventory file, and each and every server it will try to connect. So depending on the host value, you are defining to the playbook file that where these playbook file or where these tasks should be executed. Second one is the variable. Now this is something which is optional, because if you have requirements that some values you are putting up into the playbook files, which is very generic and which may change over time to time, and you don't want to hard code those, then definitely you should be going for the values. So vars is a segment, is a section which you can put up into your playbook file, under which you can have the variables. Packages is one of the variable. If you want, you can have another variable also added up there. So you have more than one variable you can add over there, and those values will be picked up. So these packages are holding up vim, git, curl. So this is not only a single value, we are just passing on an array. So we can pass anything as a parameter, because ultimately these variables can be used multiple times. It's not only once we can use it, we can use it multiple times. So that's a value, that's a benefit here. So other types, the singular values also you can put up. You can have the some strings, or you can have some particular simple variables also configured, maybe some versioning, maybe some ports. So whatever you feel like, according to the requirements, according to the automation you are trying, you can go and utilize the variable. And the task declaration. Now task is the segment under which you will be actually putting up the modules, because these modules are the are something which is being written. These modules are predefined, pre-written by the Ansible, and the actual work, what exactly we wanted to do it onto a destination server, is something which is written up in these modules here. So definitely when you look upon a playbook file, you will see more than one task, more than one modules available there. And these modules are actually going to connect and get executed on the remote machine, whatever the remote machine you are connecting and you're establishing the connection. So on those servers, these modules will be executing and providing you the desired output. So Ansible-playbook install.yml file, this is the standard command which you can run, so that you will be able to get the proper execution, and you can have the execution of the Ansible playbook file here. So this is a classic example. So the play is play1, host is test1, that we are trying to run it up onto the test1 here. And as you can see, like, we can have the task, and under the task we are having, like, okay, task 1 which we are trying to execute. So yum is the task which we are trying to execute, and we are trying to install the ntpd package over here using the yum. So it depends on like what activity you are really trying to achieve over here. So corresponding to that, the playbook file can be written and we can execute it. In this case we have only one play, but if you feel like you want to have more than one plays, you can do that. But this is the basic skeleton which looks like into a typical playbook file.